we're going to do a double edition of the show this week. I had some thoughts, and I decided I might as well put something together today. The thought project continues on. I discussed doing it over 10 years ago, and so if at this point, I was in Charlottesville, I was going to do it, so I'm doing it. I'm looking at doing possibly 2 episodes a week instead of just 1, but at least this week you get a double hitter. I had some thoughts this week, and it's something that had come up during the investigations. I live in the DC area that I thought was really interesting, is that I was asked about J.Lo. The singer, like the American, quote-unquote American singer. And I've only met her once, like 20 years ago. I don't think she remembers me. But the big thing about her in relation to this project and the thought process and the politics is that I was questioned as if she was somebody who was actually working for the KGB. And you're probably going, why would anyone wonder about that? Well, because she has some habits that are very Russian, but they're also very KGB-ish. Never forget that even though the KGB was disbanded, the habits and practices that go with it still continue. And what they would even be called today, I don't know. Because the Russians I've known denied their existence, but they did say, that they have their special services and everything else. So maybe the continuation of it is some other group, that they would call their special services, whatever. But the point is that I had no doubt that she was. And I'll tell you why. She was someone who, she doesn't produce or make any of her own music. And she clearly did that song Play like 20, 21, 22 years ago, whatever, that literally used, for example, the singer Ashante's voice. And Ashante has talked about that. And a whole bunch of other singers' voices. And she actually used all of them in the song. And it was obviously lip syncing. And she had her face photoshopped with another woman's face, so it doesn't look like her at all. And the whole song is about traveling on airplanes, having a good time, and playing. Conducive to a concurrent issue with Epstein and Weinstein and some other people we're not necessarily going to name, getting away with trafficking women and men through U.S. airlines. Like, everybody knows about the island of girls with Epstein, right? So, and I am referring to the people in the Hollywood industry, but this played out politically in the U.S. for a really long time. It was an especially long case that ran through the federal government for just years. I don't know what they're even going to do with J.Lo, but the point is that she made that song as part of promoting what was going to be happening. So it was, forget about worrying about Hollywood or anyone selling your kids like sex online or something else strange. Worry about stuff like that, because she was clearly talking about traveling around an airplane, how much fun it was, and how she was playing and having such a good time and dancing all night long. And, I didn't for 1 minute ever think in my entire life that J.Lo was a victim of trafficking. And I certainly didn't think that on the one time I met her, and I've never thought it on anything else I ever saw since then. It's really not anything else anyone else told me who ever met her. She was somebody who was, as I put it in one word, calculating. I think she calculated her choices, and the U.S. government's response to all of it was just simply to break her up from Bennifer. Like, she was only got to be with Ben 20 years ago, but now she gets to be back with him. And apparently is hunting for overpriced $1 million homes during a really weird time in the country economically, when everyone's literally focused, if anything, there's a focus on giving money to Ukraine to fight Russia, and she's out living like a well-cared-for Russian woman with material she hasn't paid for and projects she hasn't paid for and looking for homes. And I'm only mentioning this because I got put through some of it, and I had to go through a lot in my own life. And the one thing I do have is knowledge and life experience from all of it, which I like sharing. I think it's fun. I think it's exactly how things should go. And here's the main point, too, about it, is that there was actually a guy that went to Luther College. He was an older setting. He was probably just 50s or 60s now, but he actually went to work at the TSA. And so even though there was all this work being done to stop DHS and stop traffic in the U.S., he was fairly happy to... He was the guy who was controlling the airspace and making some of the decisions that allowed some of these people to be trafficked. And I'm not saying... I don't want anyone to freak out, watching this video and say, does that mean I'm talking about them? I mean... I'm saying if you're wondering who the person was that was controlling the airspace, that Epstein was able to get those girls out to that island or something weird stuff with Weinstein, it was him. And he got busted a long time ago and fired from the TSA. But it took, it wasn't until I was like almost 30 or my early 30s that we finally got, I got to the right people. Everyone else knew something, got to the right people. Yes, there were other people who moved through college who were really determined as well. But that's what happened. Sketchy guy tied in with the Russian government, Russian dumb weird, whatever. Decided to facilitate that. It was really disgusting. So those are fun facts. I wish this stuff was I'm talking about as conspiracy theories. I wish I wasn't so tired and didn't need coffee in the morning too. Like that's just kind of life, right? So I hope you're all doing well. The Thought Project will continue. Today's song is going to be "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone" by Paula Cole, which I think is a classic and a great song. I can't remember if I've even sang it for you before. I don't know if I care, but it's a great song. And the point of the song was just that there was a sense in the U.S. at the time that men is being chivalrous or caring for women or whatever was going on. That feeling of romance and like relationships that just was going away. And in modern, the modern day U.S., a lot of women just work and take care of themselves. And there's nothing about the sort of fantasy life that most of us may have been prepped for. That's one of the conversations I have in the DC area is this idea of everyone being married, having a kid, having a house, the static career path or the job that always stays the same. It's gone. It's just gone. And people were starting to get a sense of that in the 90s. There's very few people who have those lifestyles. In fact, the only people I really knew of who had lifestyles like that were actually Russian or people of Russian heritage. Sometimes people are Russian don't even know that. Because of the way they look, you think they're some other group. They're not. So just, but for modern people and people living in the way of the Western world, especially in the U.S. culture, that stuff may or may not be real, may not happen. And I think it's kind of important for people to remember that life can be very changeable. And who people are as far as their roles, the status can change a lot. And there has to be, like I said, everyone has to have their own sense of integrity, despite the circumstances. And then remember that people change under pressure sometimes. I mean, I took a full year of developmental psychology at Nova, and one of my professors asked me if I thought people could change. And I said, yes, I think they really can change. I was in my 30s. I finally made that decision. I said, I think they can with the right amount of education and sometimes under pressure, but, with the right, it has to be something they want too, in order to make the change. And some people never change. And it's just important to remember that you, in every situation, have to take care of yourself. So you can't wait on other people to change. You have to live your life is what I'm saying. But know that people do change and that the world changes all the time and everything is moving and changing constantly. So it's never a good idea to think of things as they were in 2008 or 1988 or 1948 or in the year 2023. That's what's important. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this song here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just remember this is a rap, by the way, so it sounds kind of weird in certain parts. But anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you get me ready in your 56 Chevy. Why don't we go sit down in the shade? Take shelter on my front porch. The dandelions and scorching like a glass of cold lemonade. I will do the laundry if you pay all the bills. Where is my John Wayne? Where is my prairie song? Where is my happy ending? Where have all the cowboys gone? Why don't you stay the evening, get back and watch the TV, and I'll fix a little something to eat. Oh, I know your back hurts from working on the tractor. How do you take your coffee, my sweet? I will raise the children if you pay all the bills. Where is my John Wayne? Where is my prairie song? Where is my happy ending? Where have all the cowboys gone? I'm wearing my new dress tonight, but you don't even notice me. Say our goodbyes, say our goodbyes, say our goodbyes. We finally sold the Chevy when we had another baby, and you took that job in Tennessee. You made friends at the farm, you joined me at the bar almost every single day of the week. I will wash the dishes while you go have a beer. Where is my John Wayne? Where is my prairie song? Where is my happy ending? Where have all the cowboys gone? Where is my Marlboro man? Where is his shiny gun? Where is my lonely ranger? Where have all the cowboys gone? Where have all the cowboys gone? Yippee, 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 yay. And that is my little show for today. So happy Saturday. I hope you're enjoying the Lenten season on the way to Easter and the beginning of spring and all that brings you.